playing with kids, you know, doing all the things that she would in the past flare her up and to the point where she would basically be a zombie for the rest of the day because she'd be on these high dose medications. So so exercise is a good way to kind of help combat some of these physical ailments that we develop as we get older. I think that goal setting is a very essential component of exercise. Understanding what it is that you want to achieve, setting realistic goals, I think is very important. You know, generally you're looking for, if you're looking for weight loss, 1 to 2 pounds per week is pretty realistic if you're consistent and if you're dedicated with it. You know, I think with a lot of my clients, what I try to do is get them to, instead of looking at the mountain that they want to climb, if they want to lose 20 pounds, okay, that's a great goal, but let's set this goal for next week and that goal for the week after that. And it makes these smaller goals for them to make these stair-step progressions to be able to get up to that point. And I think it helps people feel lack of frustration. They feel more successful when they have those smaller goals to step up on. Let's see. Accountability is probably one of the biggest reasons why I see people from a personal training standpoint. A lot of people are like, I won't exercise if I don't have somebody there standing over me. You know, but I want to get better, I want to lose weight, I want to do whatever. So I find that accountability is a major component. And so for a lot of people, depending on how your relationship is with your spouse, spousal accountability can be a good thing and it can also be a bad thing. But you know, if you have a friend that's active with you, you can use them to be accountable. You know, but like I said, personal training is a good neutral accountability. They can provide sound advice when you're struggling and can keep you moving and keep you motivated. I think exercise prescription a lot of times is a very important component. A lot of clients that I see, they try to exercise what they remember that they can do in the past. Okay, and some of the exercises may not be very effective anymore, or may not be appropriate for any health ailments that they have, physical ailments, whatever. So I think a lot of people go out and say, oh, well, I'm going to go out and run 2 or 3 miles today, and they haven't done anything else prior to that to build up to it. And so they end up coming back limping home, and you know, they end up discouraged because, oh, I used to be able to do that, now I can't do that. You know, so I think building up, being progressive is a big key. You know, if you do the same level of activity all the time, your body's gonna adapt to that, and there's not gonna be any change. You know, like Doc was talking about, variable heart rate. That's a real big component. It keeps the body guessing on what's coming up, keeps them more active, and also helps to burn more calories in the process of that. The other thing about exercise prescription that goes along with that is postural mechanics. You know, I see a lot of people when they come in, I ask them to do a squat, and they're kind of dropping down into more of what I call a catcher's position, where they're on the balls of their feet, their knees are pushing in front of their toes, and if they've already got knee issues or ankle issues or anything of that nature, that's not going to be a real productive exercise for them. It's actually probably going to hurt them more than it's going to help them. So being able to have the proper mechanics, be able to hold the proper posture, I think are very important components with exercise. And I think in the long run will make you more effective with your goals that you're trying to set. I think, well, we already talked about common pitfalls, workout intensity, start slow but be progressive. Find ways to increase your activity, like Doc was saying. take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park a little bit farther from the entrance of the shopping mall. You know, do things at a little higher intensity when you're cleaning around the house. Things of that nature can change things up and make quite a bit of change in what you want to do. Workout style, a lot of that depends on what your goals are. If you want more weight loss, we're going to shift you a little bit more towards the cardio side of things, but we also want to get the strength training in with that to help increase metabolism rate. But you know, if it's somebody that doesn't have a weight loss issue that wants to build muscle mass, you know, that spectrum is going to change more towards the strength training component. So the goals that each individual has will affect the type of training that you do, the intensity, and all that component with it. So one of the biggest pitfalls that I see with clients when they come in is lack of breathing intensity. A lot of my clients, when they first come in, you know, we'll be talking as they're walking on a treadmill, and then we pick them up into a light jog, and their heart rate is increasing to get more of the carbon dioxide and oxygen flow coming in and out, but their breathing rate staying the same. Okay, and there's a concept that we use that's called rate of perceived exertion. You know, for some clients that are deconditioned, if you're not breathing properly, well, even for my condition, like my top level athletes, if they're not breathing at the intensity of the workout that I'm putting them through, you know, 3-4 runs into it, you know, they're shot. So the body likes equilibrium. And when you maintain equilibrium, you can maintain your performance levels. If you breathe properly along with the intensity that you're putting on yourself, you'll see that you're more productive, you're going to get more out of your workout, and you're going to feel better for it too. I have a client that I'm working with right now, retired gentleman, came in first day, put him on the treadmill, like 2.5 miles an hour, just to kind of get him moving. 5 minutes into him, he's just completely gone. And I'm just like, you know, what's going on here? So then I start talking to him, and he's breathing much heavier than he should have been because he was delaying his breathing process until later on. And what we've been working on now is breathing to the intensity of his workout. He's getting a ton more workouts in. The duration, he's getting the full hour workout in. So it really does affect the duration that you can, your endurance with your workout. Previous injuries, I think exercise is the way to go. You know, a lot of people like to medicate aches and pains. I like to exercise them because if you provide flexibility in certain areas and strength in certain other areas, you're going to help reduce the amount of stress that's on that muscle, on that joint. You know, so a lot of people, it seems counterintuitive to them because they're like, if it hurts, don't move it, you know. And in my book, if it hurts, we need to move it that much more, you know, in a controlled environment so that they're gaining strength and flexibility with that. So as far as, you know, current exercise or injuries, like I said, start out progressive with your exercise because a lot of people go out, they're really motivated, they go out too hard, come back with an injury, then they're out for a month or so. It might be good business for you, but
you know, I so agree with your concept of get them moving after an injury.
Yeah.
Patient comes in with any injury, severely sprained ankle. Of course, you make sure there's no fracture at first.
Right.
But after that, throw away those crutches. Let's see how much weight bearing you can handle. Let's get you moving on it. Got a knee injury? Let's put you on a bike immediately. Same day of injury.
Yep.
Get it moving.
Yep.
And it's amazing how Europe has moved that way and how we're still into immobilization, crutches, big wraps around it. Nah, throw all that stuff away. Let's get it moving because the first layers of healing occurs immediately, and if it doesn't occur under the proper stress, you're going to have a weak joint. You've got to stress the joint so that it gets strong
Exactly.
immediately. Yeah.
Exactly.